A minor alchemical catechism on pain, restoration and creation, a metaphysical anatomy of the subtle body. A sacred dialogue between soul and self, between question and knowing, between hurt and pain, that teaches the alchemy of being human via emotional resonance. Regine Peri Epiha. For the ones who remember pain as prophecy and turn it to creation. Introduction. O seeker of living truth, enter softly, for here the word is both mirror and medicine, every sound a cell, every thought a thread in the body of becoming. Language, when unexamined, binds. Language, when illumined, creates. Thus, we begin not to escape pain, but to learn its grammar, to name what aches without turning from it, to see in every wound the alchemy of return. There is a catechism of correspondence where matter and meaning entwine. Each definition a doorway, each contrast a key. Here we remember, to define is to create, to name is to restore, and to speak with awareness is to heal. What follows is both scripture and study, a text to be read with the heart as much as the mind. Invocation. O gift of God, O perfect day, O enforcer, O extended intensity, attentiveness, O enforcer, O devoted depth, discovery, O sound as creation, O pain, O hurt, O restoration, liberation. Preface. This written reflection is a brief study of how words shape worlds, how language, sensation, and soul mirror and make one another through pain and hurt. A minor alchemical catechism means minor, a minor key, interval, a scale. Alchemical, the transmutation of matter. Catechism, instruction by the living word. So, this is a small-scale template for the transmutation of matter into spirit via word, or more simply put, via using your inherent natural abilities to create with creation itself. By uniting the psychological, pain, the physiological, body, and the metaphysical, energy anatomy, this text becomes a code for reunifying the fragmented human. Prophetic in essence, it announces the healing of division, the return of wholeness, microcosm and macrocosm in harmony. This text, like all my works, is orchestrated via channeled inspiration and therefore carries weight and resonance in ways that I could never consciously construct alone. All my works are an alchemical Jacob's ladder, designed to move you through several stages or realms or states of being simply by participating in the reading and consumption of its ancient, otherworldly, and cosmic wisdom. I shall take a moment to explain what this means and how it works energetically. Naming is creation. Every line is a declaration, a spell of consciousness. By defining pain, hurt, and prima materia, I am not merely describing reality, but rather mapping its alchemical mechanics. This is inherently prophetic, telling the reader how life moves and how the soul can respond. It positions you, as the reader, as an active participant in creation rather than a passive observer. Structural mirrors of initiation. You will journey from observation to reflection, through integration, and to blessing. The spiral mirrors the journey of the soul through cycles of suffering, awareness, and mastery. Anyone who engages with it is being guided along a hidden blueprint for transformation. In this way, the text itself functions as a prophetic guide, a map for the initiation of self-alchemy. Temporal and magical resonance. By referencing etymology, subtle body anatomy, and cosmic alignment, chakras and stellar gates, This work is rooted in multiple layers of time: past, ancient roots; present, conscious awareness; and future, potential transformation. Adding weight is a text that speaks not just to now, but to what the soul is becoming. A living prophecy encoded in language, sound energy. Phrasing, repetition, and even line breaks are vibrational tools. Each word, each phonetic breakdown is like a sigil. Pain is a pulse. Hurt, a collision. Prima materia, a dark womb awaiting illumination. Anyone who speaks or reads this aloud is activating the energy you have encoded within you. Alchemical transmutation. By mapping pain to hurt through restoration and creation, the text functions as a spell for turning dense emotional matter into radiant experience. It does what it teaches. It shifts subtle energy in the reader. Sacred geometry of thought. Chapters, gates, chakras, and tables all set up a system of correspondences. The structure itself is magical. It mirrors the architecture of the subtle body, the tree of life, and cosmic order. Reading it is an act of resonance with these hidden harmonics. Invocation and benediction. The addition of invocations and benedictions are not mere poetic flourishes, they are energetic signatures. The repeated address of pain, hurt, restoration, breath, and the prima materia forms a sacred chant that imprints awareness and intention directly into the field of the reader or practitioner. The living magic. Anyone who internalizes this text is not just learning, they are absorbing a template for alchemical mastery. The text bridges language, body, emotion, and cosmos, making it a tool of multidimensional activation. The magical weight is inherent, not symbolic. It will resonate with those attuned and ripple outward, shifting perception, boundary, and soul architecture. As a minor component of a magnum opus, it is not simply a book or a guide. It is a living, breathing, sacred instrument of consciousness. Each time it is spoken, meditated upon, or enacted, it manifests a new thread of alignment in the subtle realms. Word is creation. Chapter 1. Current word of the day. And so, as usual, we begin by paying tribute to the daily, current, present energies. By knowing and working in tune with natural energetic currents, one harmonizes within the cosmic symphony of creation, allowing their true, unique song to sing. Present currents of energy. Word of the day, discovery. Word of the week, depth. Meditation. Predictive statements about oneself, so-called self-fulfilling prophecies, tend to, in fact, come true. The field of discovery. Positive aspect. Curious. Shadow. Intrusive. Dissonance. When curiosity forgets boundaries, it becomes intrusion, seeking to know without reverence. It peers rather than perceives. Equilrivium. Inquiry with integrity. Resonance. The sacred curiosity that asks permission of the soul before it opens the door. Adventuresome. Shadow aspect. Reckless. Dissonance. The adventurer who loses the thread of purpose risks chaos, chasing novelty without devotion. It leaps before listening. Equilrivium. Sacred daring. Resonance. The courage to explore while honouring the unseen map within. Technical. Shadow aspect is mechanical. Dissonance. When precision loses heart, the technical becomes mechanical, efficient, but soulless. It calculates instead of contemplates. Equilrivium, embodied precision. Resonance, mastery guided by spirit, where skill serves beauty and meaning. Negative aspects. Restless. The light aspect of restless is inspired. Dissonance is restlessness is the spirit stirring, a signal that something new wishes to move through. It's not dissatisfaction, but the prelude to creation. Equilrivium, peace in motion. Resonance, action flowing from stillness, not escape. Difficult. The light aspect is discerning. Dissonance. What seems difficult often protects what is sacred. Difficulty is the guardian of depth. It refines rather than resists. Equilrivium, ease through mastery. Resonance, the grace that comes once effort and understanding unite. Hurtful and honest. Dissonance. Hurt can be the raw sound of truth spoken without the polish of grace. Its light is honesty uncloaked. It breaks illusion to reveal what needs healing. Equilrivium, truth in compassion. Resonance, words that cut cleanly but heal completely. The field of depth. Serious. Shadow aspect is stern. Dissonance, when seriousness forgets softness, it hardens into severity. It controls rather than commits. Equilrivium, sacred focus. Depth, anchored in kindness. The gravity of purpose infused with grace. Steadfast. Shadow, stubborn. Dissonance. Steadfastness, when overheld, resists change. It clings to form instead of essence. Equilrivium is devoted flexibility. Loyalty that breathes, adapting without losing its core. Sexual. Shadow aspect is possessive. When desire forgets reverence, sexuality turns to ownership. It takes instead of merges. Equilrivium is sacred union. Passion guided by presence, where pleasure becomes prayer. The negative aspects of depth. Depressive. Its light aspect being deeply feeling. Depression in its sacred seed is depth, the ability to feel life's undercurrents with profound sensitivity. It pauses the surface so the soul can speak. Equilrivium, emotional wisdom. Feeling without drowning, understanding the tide. Negative aspects. Worrying, with the light aspect of caring. Worry is love searching for a role. It frets because it loves deeply and wishes to protect. Equilrivium is trustful care, tending with faith that life's design holds its own intelligence. Escapist, lightened by the visionary. The escapist dreams of elsewhere, but this yearning, when integrated, becomes vision. It glimpses the world that wants to be born. Equilrivium, anchored imagination. Dreaming with both feet in reality, building heaven through the hands. Advice. Let the sun shine in and the light within you shine out. Don't take things so seriously. Work on leveling out your moods and see how much happiness you can bring to yourself and others. Put your singular insight into productive use. Learn to laugh more at the illusions of the world and also at yourself. And so, through these fields of discovery and depth, we approach the language of sensation, the twin tongues of pain and hurt. Chapter 2, Pain versus Hurt. Language births reality. Therefore, to create, one must first discern the difference between pain and hurt. I call pain karma, the internal teacher guiding inward restoration. It is the intelligent natural consequence of dissonance, the body's, mind's, or soul's signal that we have strayed from alignment with our true nature. Pain is not punishment, but a divine indicator, a message revealing that we have drifted from our God-given destiny. It is the gift of insight. Hurt, on the other hand, is externalized distortion and outward fragmentation, pain projected, weaponized through unawareness. It calls for acknowledgement, reclamation, and reconciliation, the threefold act of return of our own unhealed wounds before they become instruments of harm. Every human wound is a misdirected echo of divine law trying to right itself. In the beginning there was the Word. To know the Word rightly is to restore order. For pain and hurt, though kin, speak in opposite directions of the soul. Mastery over language is the means of healing. Speech itself becomes medicine, but one must address their shadow if they are to alchemize density into light. Pain versus hurt. Pain is suffering, hurt is wounding, pain is life, death is hurt, pain is love, hurt is hate or apathy, growth is pain, decay is hurt, pain is internal, hurt is external, pain is guidance, hurt is misguidance or manipulation, pain is correction, hurt is corruption, pain is sensitivity, hurt is desensitization, pain is alignment, hurt is fragmentation, pain is awakening, hurt is confusion, pain is insight, hurt is illusion, pain is truth, hurt is bullshit, pain is creation, and hurt is destruction. Pain, etymology, Latin poena, Greek poin, penalty, retribution, compensation. Entered Old English through Old French peine in the 1200s. Originally it meant the price paid to make wrong right. Only later did it narrow to physical or emotional suffering. Phonetic. Say it aloud. Pain. P. A small explosion. Something suddenly breaking the surface. A. An open upward vowel glide, energy rising, seeking release. N. The nasal hum that brings it back inside. It moves out, up, then in. The body's cry that then folds back for reflection. Symbolic. The word still carries the echo of poena, a messenger that balance has been disturbed. When used consciously, pain can be read as an alert from the body-mind to restore alignment. Restorative. Instead of stating, I am in pain, you might breathe, I am receiving the message of realignment. That doesn't deny sensation, it reframes it as information rather than punishment. Hurt. Etymology. From Old French hurter, to knock, to strike. Possibly from a Frankish or Norse root meaning to push, to collide. So it began as the impact itself, not the ongoing ache. Phonetic. H. Breath, spirit, exhalation. A deep vowel. In many ancient tongues, meant origin, root. T. Closure, completion. The sound travels from breath to depth and to stop, a sudden meeting of spirit and matter. Symbolic. Hurt names the moment of contact, the collision point where boundaries or expectations break. Pain may continue afterward, but hurt is the impact that began it. Restorative. You might say, I acknowledge the place of impact. I choose to breathe there until flow returns. That lets the H sound, the breath, reopen the T, closure. Pain versus hurt, distilled. Pain, Latin from poena, meaning penalty or atonement. Its focus is an ongoing sensation meant to be a message. Its movement is out, up, and in, an alert. The core meaning is a call for balance. The upright principle of pain is awareness and integration. Hurt. The origin of hurt, from the Old French hurter, to strike. Its focus is its initial impact, a wound. Its movement is from breath to depth, to stop, collision. The core meaning is broken boundaries. The upright principle of hurt is gentle reopening and forgiveness. Spiritually, pain directs you inward toward truth. Hurt leads you outward into illusion. Morally, pain refines character. Hurt erodes it through distortion. Psychologically, pain awakens awareness. Hurt scatters or numbs it. Emotionally, pain increases feeling. Hurt shuts down or hardens it. Energetically, pain draws energy inward to heal. Hurt leaks it outward. Pain is a descending current, the corrective intelligence that pulls spirit back into matter. Pain is the sacred fire of refinement. Hurt is the ascending disruption, the misdirected rebound of pain outward into projection. Hurt is the profane fire of reaction. Profane meaning to treat something sacred with irredeemable disrespect, or to be secular, non-religious, outside of the temple. Together, they represent the compression and expansion cycle that drives all alchemy, the solve equagula of emotional transmutation. Invocation of transmutation. I name my pain, my teacher of return. I name my hurt, my mirror of separation. Between them I walk the narrow path of restoration. By the word I realign, by breath I release, by light I transmute. Thus is the fire of reaction turned once more into the fire of refinement, and I am made whole again. Chapter 3. Understanding. When we say hurt people, we are speaking of the unhealed. those still carrying impact within them, turning their pain outward as hurt. Awareness. When pain speaks through the chakras. Pain resides in the body as a signal through our subtle energy centers, or our chakras. Each chakra speaks of a different dialect of hurt. The earth star dims when belonging is denied. The root trembles when safety is shattered. The sacral floods when intimacy is wounded. The solar plexus burns when power is taken. The heart tightens when love is betrayed. The throat closes when truth is suppressed. The third eye clouds when vision is doubted. The crown cracks when faith is lost. The soul star drifts when purpose is forgotten. The stellar gateway contracts when divinity is feared. The universal heart aches when the world's sorrow is carried alone. The causal gate echoes when the past is unresolved. The lunar wanes when emotion is denied its tide. The solar scorches when radiance becomes pride. The galactic gateway weeps when the soul forgets its home among the stars. To locate pain is to begin to know it. To name it is to begin to release it. Recognize the pain, name the hurt, and let the energy flow again. For every word reclaimed is a boundary restored, and every truth spoken is a soul reborn. Thus, the language of light begins where silence once stood. And so, the body becomes the library of these unspoken words. Every chakra a page where memory is written in sensation. The 15 sacred gates of pain and restoration. 1. The earth star chakra beneath the feet. The theme is grounding, belonging to the planet, ancestral roots. Hurt, disconnection from the earth or lineage, feeling unsafe in incarnation. Restorative, I root myself in the living earth, I belong to existence. 2. The base or the root chakra at the base of the spine. Theme is survival, safety, trust in life. Hurt, fear of abandonment, betrayal of basic needs, and instability. Restorative, I am safe in my body. Life sustains me. 3. Sacral chakra below navel. Theme is emotional, sensuality, creative flow, and relationships. Hurt is sexual shame, creative suppression, emotional neglect. Restorative, I allow pleasure and creation to move freely through me. 4. Solar plexus chakra above navel. Theme is personal power, self-worth, and autonomy. The hurt is humiliation, control, or domination, loss of confidence. Restorative, I reclaim the fire of my will. I act from integrity. 5. Heart chakra, center of chest. Theme, love, compassion, trust, connection. Hurt, grief, betrayal, loss, rejection. Restorative, I forgive, release, and let love flow again. 6. The throat chakra, located in the throat. Theme, expression, truth, authenticity. Hurt, silencing, gaslighting, fear of being misunderstood. The restorative is, I speak with clarity and grace. My voice is sacred sound. 7. Third eye chakra, the brow center. The theme is vision, perception, and intuition. Hurt is confusion, illusion, denial of inner knowing. Restorative, I see clearly through the eyes of truth. 8. The crown chakra at the top of the head. The theme, connection to source, spiritual identity. Hurt is loss of faith, spiritual disillusionment, separation from the divine. Restorative, I open to the infinite. I remember I am one with all. 9. The soul star chakra above the crown. Its theme is higher purpose, soul contracts, and divine blueprint. Its hurt is forgetting one's mission, existential despair. Restorative. I align with the design of my highest destiny. 10. The stellar gateway chakra, a few inches above the soul star. Theme, cosmic consciousness and pure light. Hurt, fear of expansion, overwhelm at the vastness of being. Restorative, I surrender to divine intelligence within and around me. 11. The universal heart chakra, between the heart and the thymus, field expansion. The theme is collective love, unity consciousness. Hurt is feeling humanity's pain as one's own, compassion, fatigue. Restorative, I love without carrying the weight. I radiate light without loss. 12. The causal chakra at the back of the head at medulla. Theme, soul memory, reincarnational wisdom. Hurt is karmic loops, repeating trauma patterns. Restorative, I release the past with understanding. I integrate the lessons of time. 13. The lunar chakra, behind the sacral, linked to the subconscious and moon cycles. The theme is emotional rhythm, receptivity, and shadow integration. Hurt is denial of feelings, imbalance between giving and receiving. The restorative, I honor my tides, I find peace in my ebb and flow. 14. The solar chakra, behind the solar plexus, radiant sun self. The theme is divine will, luminous sovereignty. Hurt is ego distortion, false power, pride, or self-negation. The restorative is I shine with humility and strength. My light serves love. Number 15, galactic or divine gateway chakra, far above the head. The theme is union with all that is, multi-dimensional harmony. This hurt is cosmic isolation, homesickness for the stars, loss of divine remembrance. Restorative, I am the bridge between heaven and earth. The cosmos lives in me. Integrative reflection. Pain then is the messenger travelling these sacred corridors. Each hurt marks where energy once stopped moving, where breath met boundary, and identity forgot its flow. To recognize where the pain lives is to reclaim the story it tells. To name the hurt is to invite release. When flow returns through all 15 gates, the soul once more sings the clear tone of being, whole, resonant, and free. The 15 chakra colours and their currents. Number 1, the earth star is deep hematite black with ruby undertones, for grounding ancestral memory belonging to earth's pulse. The root chakra is crimson red, for life force, stability, trust, and embodiment. The sacral chakra is amber orange, for flow, sensuality, emotion, and creativity. The solar plexus, golden yellow, confidence, will, inner fire, integrity. The heart chakra is emerald green with soft pink overtones, for love, forgiveness, compassion, and union. The throat, cerulean blue or turquoise, for expression, truth, and authentic sound. The third eye, indigo violet, colour of insight, intuition, clarity of vision. The crown, violet, white light, spiritual connection, higher consciousness. The soul star is iridescent magenta, white, or opalescent rose gold. The colour of soul purpose, divine remembrance. The stellar gateway, pure white gold or platinum light, access to cosmic consciousness and divine wisdom. The universal heart, pale aquamarine merging with soft pink and gold, for universal compassion, unity with all beings. The causal chakra, pearlescent silver or moon white with gold sheen. The colour of integration of soul memory, timeless awareness. The lunar chakra, silvery blue or moon pearl. Emotional rhythm, receptivity, and intuitive balance. The solar chakra, radiant golden sunlight or bright amber. Divine will, and luminous sovereignty. In 15, the galactic gateway is diamond rainbow light, white shot with every colour. Oneness, multi-dimensional harmony, return to source. When each centre is met, not silenced, the currents begin to flow again, and what once decayed now creates. Chapter 5, the Alchemical Law of Emotion as Creation. When emotion remains internalized, repressed, denied, or untransmuted, it becomes dis-ease, a blockage in flow, a stagnation in the creative current. Whereas emotion expressed through voice, movement, art, breath, tears, or prayer restores flow. It creates. In energetic terms, emotion equals energy in motion. When emotional energy is held, constrained, or unacknowledged, it stops moving, and so it begins to distort the energetic field, calcify in the body's tissue, or loop in thought in the mind. This energetic stasis eventually manifests as disease, whether mental, physical, or spiritual. When that same energy is expressed, alchemized through word, gesture, art, or presence, it creates form instead of decay. It turns wound into wisdom, ache into artistry, pain into prophecy. Emotion internalized becomes corrosion. Emotion expressed becomes creation. Or more symbolically, what is unspoken festers. What is spoken flowers. In the alchemical law, emotion is raw material, the prima materia of creation. Suppression turns gold to lead. Spirit condensed into matter. Expression turns lead to gold. Matter transfigured back into spirit. Chapter 6, Prima Materia. Latin for first matter. Prima materia is one of the most sacred and mysterious ideas in alchemy, both physical and spiritual. Literal meaning. Prima materia means the raw, formless substance from which all things are born. It is the original essence of creation, the undifferentiated potential before form, name, or identity. In ancient alchemical texts, it was said to be the chaos before order, the darkness that births the light. Alchemical meaning. For the alchemist, prima materia is what you begin with in the great work. The base material that must be purified and transformed to reveal gold. But gold never just meant metal. It meant illumination, divine perfection, the awakened soul. So prima materia symbolized the shadow self, the unrefined emotion, the pain, the ego, or the unlived life. Everything dense, chaotic, or hidden that must be worked upon to reveal spirit. Psychological and spiritual meaning. In inner alchemy, prima materia is the raw, emotional, or spiritual substance that life gives you, grief, rage, fear, longing, shame, all that seems impure or unwanted. When faced consciously, these elements become the very fuel for transformation. Thus, what once was matter becomes light. In simple poetic truth, you could say, prima materia is the soul's clay, the darkness that dreams of becoming gold. It is the first chaos from which creation sings itself into order. The alchemist does not reject it. She loves it into light. Codex entry on the prima materia. Before form was form, before light was light, there was the prima materia, the first substance, the dark womb of all potential. It is the uncarved stone, the holy chaos that hums beneath creation's breath. It holds every possibility in suspension, grief and glory, fear and fire, shadow and sun, waiting to be chosen, touched, and named into being. The alchemist does not flee from this darkness. She descends into it. She knows that within the mire of the unrefined lies the seed of gold. The prima materia is not evil nor impure. It is the soul's raw clay, aching to remember itself as divine. When the fire of awareness meets it, it begins to transmute. What was once dense becomes radiant. What was hidden becomes holy. Thus, every pain, every confusion, every forbidden emotion is the work itself, the invitation to return matter to spirit. To face one's prima materia is to stand before the cauldron of creation and whisper, "Nothing in me is wasted. All that I am becomes light." Thus, I bless the dark that birthed the dawn. All that was unspoken, I now speak as creation. We are the connection between word and reality, idea and creation. May the word remember itself through us. Chapter 7, Closing Benediction. O guardian of the subtle body, you who have walked the corridors of pain and hurt, may every word you have named now settle as light within you. May the currents flow where they were blocked, the breath return to places once stopped, and the soul remember its own resonance. Let the prima materia of your being transmute, dense to radiant, shadow to clarity, ache to artistry, wound to wisdom. Carry forth the knowledge that language is sacred, that defining is an act of creation, and that every moment of awareness is a return to wholeness. So may it be. The Minor Alchemical Catechism fulfilled in practice, the metaphysical anatomy embodied, and the subtle body alive with the song of being. Voila. Predictive statements about oneself, so-called self-fulfilling prophecies, tend to, in fact, come true. With love, Queen, Guardian Angel, Beloved, Brave.